Entertainment Weekly called our next guest this season's breakout comic actor for his role as the wannabe cool dad on ABC's new hit comedy Modern Family. And we agree. Here's a look at him in action. Ty Burrell.
Well, the first day of school can be tough for stay-at-home moms. Now, you have to understand, the kids are gone, the nest is empty, they are rudderless. And a lot of guys wouldn't even notice. But I'm not a lot of guys. I listen with my mind, and if you pay attention, women will tell you what they want by telling you the opposite of what they want. Like the other day, Claire was like, you have to move your car. There's no space in the garage for both of our cars. And what she's really saying is that, you know, I should probably get a sports car.
So please welcome the very talented Ty Burrell.
To start by giving you a hug from my sister.
Yes.
Oh. Who says that you inspire her to make her a better person every day. So,
oh my goodness.
To start by that.
Wow. Thanks, Ty.
Yeah. And then one from my cousin Rick.
Oh
no,
dear, this is getting awkward. I'm interested in Rick's story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You grew up in Oregon, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's something, you know, when you're playing this character, I can tell you've had some experience with knowing guys like that.
Yeah.
You know that neighborhood dad who talks a little too much and very impressed with himself?
My dad was the original Phil Dunphy.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
But you guys owned your dad owned like the general store in town.
Yeah, when I was about 11 or 12, we moved out. He was a social worker, which was a very stressful job,
right.
And he decided with his brother that he would buy this little idyllic country store with no business experience whatsoever, saying, I remember when he signed the contract, he said, kids, we're sitting on a gold mine. and it was a
the beginning of a Honeymooners episode.
Yeah, I know. It was a town of 200 people. So I guess he thought there was some untapped market in one of the sheds or something.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And so we all moved out there. We were all just soft as cotton candy, you know, we were from the big city of about 20,000 people. And within like 2 weeks, kids were like basically like shaking us. The locals were shaking us down for like.
Oh, you were the kid in school who owned the store.
Right, exactly. We were like the Olsons from Little House on the Prairie, but I was Nellie in that particular. Yeah.
Oh, there's your family. Oh, that's excellent.
Oh my goodness.
Wait a minute. You have
That's hand-drawn hockey on my chest there.
Did you have the wardrobe actually from Little House on the Prairie?
Good Lord, look at that.
So you guys own the local store and you have to like basically pay kids off because you get like free candy. When you're a kid, you dream of getting like lost in the local store.
It was made clear to me very early by the local kids that I should keep them in a steady stream of peanut M&Ms and Twizzlers if I didn't want to live a life of bruising. And so the store was also the post office, the fire department, the library.
Wow.
And I would pretend like I was eating them and then shove them out the post office slot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Intrigue.
Yeah, but you were powerful. You were like Ray Liotta and
exactly.
Yeah.
I was the supplier. Exactly.
First pack is free.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you decide you wanted to be an actor? You grew up in this small town. Your dad owns a general store. What do you say? I'm gonna go do what those people do in the moving pictures?
No, I don't. I honestly don't know. I think I knew early on that I was a vain ham, and then I thought, how do I find my outlet? And then I mean, when I was in my 20s, I went to a Shakespeare class. And I was terrified, and then at one point they said, why don't you get up and improvise, you know, some Shakespearean character, and
were you well aware of Shakespeare?
None aware, zero aware.
None aware.
And I stood on this box and did some lame thing about, basically, surprisingly enough, playing Phil, a falsely cocky guy.
In a Shakespearean tone?
Yeah, in a Shakespearean tone, it was awful, but I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it, nobody else did.
I think, in fact, I may have offended the rest of the class because they thought I was making fun of Shakespeare, but I was...
What did you do? Can you give us a sense of, like, what you mean?
You sit on a box and was basically, I called myself Leontes or something and made up some poem like, dost thou like my hair? And to just blank stares. But I went off and, changed my major right afterwards.
Because even though it wasn't a hit in the room, you felt good.
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
that's pretty.
Once again, this is once again proof of my obliviousness.
It's such a surprising story.
Yeah.
Because normally it would be like, I didn't do well that way, so I just gave up any hope of even doing it. But you're like, I was so bad at it that day.
I am not burdened with another skill set. And so I realized that was as close as I was going to get to whatever it was. So I was like, let's capitalize on this immediately.
Excellent, excellent. You can see